Hi, everybody. I'm talking to you from Texas. I'm here at my mom's house and I'm enjoying a week of Thanksgiving. So, I wanted to give y'all some information about your speech assignment, but I wanted to show you quickly what I'm working on. See, I'm making a quilt. Pretty cool. So, my tia's a quilter, my mom, and so I'm practicing too. Okay, so I'm uploading your speech assignment, but I'm going to walk you through it so that way sometimes it's easier to hear it than it is just to read what the assignment is. So, um, basically, what it's going to be is you're going to research, make an outline, deliver a speech. Okay, the speech is going to be 3 to 5 minutes long. Okay, so you need to make sure you get at least three and don't go over 5. Okay, topic selection. So you can choose anything to present that's informative about your chosen career field or course of study. So for some of you that maybe are planning to transfer to another university, um, you can do a speech about that university, where it's located, all the information, what your major is going to be, and information there. Or if you're already going to use your degree to go into the workforce, okay, well, tell me about the career that you're going into. Okay, what does it pay, and where can you work, and what are your aspirations? So again, it's whatever you want to do, and it's an informative speech. So by now you're hitting the outlines for chapters 11 through 15, and that'll give you some ideas of how to formulate speech topics. Okay. um Nobody can talk on the same topic. Okay, and I'm going to approve them on a first come first serve basis, and we'll basically do that while in your message boards. From now on, we'll be kind of workshopping our message boards. Don't get distracted by the Scooby-Doo van in the back. This is my son's old baby room when he was a baby. He's 21 now, but my mom doesn't want to paint over the Scooby-Doo stuff, so this is a playroom. And so the grading criteria, it's going to be worth 200 points of your grade. Um, and so now you can see what it's going to entail. So all semester long, you've been doing outlines, right? And this is where now you're going to create an outline all on your own. And you're going to be using the same format that you have been doing for your outlines, which hopefully Roman numerals, capital letters, numbers, little letters. Okay, so this is 100 points of your grade, the type double spaced outline, with at least 4 sources of information cited. Okay, so it has to be double spaced and you have to use MLA documentation. And thanks to my niece's game of playing teacher, they have a dry erase board so I can show you. So your speech outline is going to look like this. Okay, here's, you're going to put your heading here. You're going to put your title here. Okay, and then it's going to be introduction. Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4. Okay, and I'm going to give you a speech. In your thing, it tells you exactly what I want on the paper, because it says introduction. In order to receive full credit, the speaker must attempt to gain the audience's attention. So here is your attention getter. And it can be like a question or a startling statement, or it could be a statistic. Maybe if you're doing a career, let's say if you're doing a career, did you know that over 5,000 professionals in healthcare will be needed in the next 10 years? According to blah, blah, blah. I just made that statistic up, but you would get that statistic and you would put it here in your first sentence, right? To gain the audience's attention, okay? Don't say my name is and I'm going to talk about, okay? That's not what the point is. So you're writing your outline exactly like you're going to say it, and you're going to be using the format. So your attention is first, the credibility is second, credibility. And this is why you're the expert to speak on the topic. And the sentence would be like, I'm a student at Southwest Texas Junior College majoring in nursing. or I will be graduating with my associate's degree in May, and I plan to transfer to, let's say, UTSA, if that's, the if you're giving a speech on majors at UTSA, right? So this is why you're credible to speak on the topic. The third one is your thesis statement, okay? Your central idea. And the book talks about how to formulate a central idea. It's not a question. It's a declarative statement about what your speech is about. So today I'm going to talk to you about majors, health professional majors at UTSA, let's say. And so all of your stuff is going to be about that. So whatever your topic is, you make your thesis statement here, and then on your Roman numeral 4 is your forecast. That means you summarize your main points. I'm going to be telling you about the campus. I'm going to be then I'm going to tell you about the activities that are there, and I'm going to tell you about the major that I'm pursuing. Okay, so I recommend 3 to 5 main points. 3 is probably a good number because you only have 3 to 5 minutes to get this speech done. Okay, so you can see again, I'm using Roman numerals for the introduction, right? And then the body, so that's worth 4 points, right? 4 points typed, and then so I'm going to look at that, and then it's going to be, again, did you say it? Did you say everything you were supposed to say, right? Now, when you get to the body part, right, the body, it's going to be however many main points you have. So if you have 3 main points, you're going to have 3 Roman numerals, right, all lined up. And you have to have, for every main point, you have to have at least 2 subpoints. Some of you will have more. So you will have an A and a B, an A and a B, an A and a B. You want to make it symmetrical. So, like, you don't want to have Roman numeral 1, A through F, and then Roman numeral 2, A and B. So if you have 2 here, you need to have 2 here. If you have 3 here, have 3 here. If you have 4 here, then have 4 here. Make it like even so that it looks like a well-balanced speech, right? And these are the sentences, that you'd put in exactly like you're going to say it in the speech, okay? So this is your sentence here, a sentence. I don't want like topic outlines, like cost. I don't want you to just put cost. Say the cost of a college education is $24,000 according to blah, 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 right? So that actual sentence would be here, and then here you would go into detail about the cost, okay? So you need to, hope this is still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Okay, so you do that. So whatever your main points are going to be, that's what you'd put here in sentence form, and whatever your subpoints or supporting material is going to be, they'd go in the A and B, just like you've been doing your chapter outlines, okay? So that, hopefully it's all coming together of why I made you do the outlines the way that I made you do it, okay? And you can see, so the body of your speech, you must identify your main points, develop each main point with appropriate credible supporting material that is orally cited. So in the sentence, you would have like the parentheses, let's say Department of Education. So you have to have it here, but then when you say your speech, you have to say according to the Department of Education, blah, 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 blah. So it has to be written and it has to be orally cited. Okay, you have to arrange it in a logical fashion. So you need to make sure that the way that you organize your speech, it makes sense. You're not going from past to present, back to past. You wouldn't talk about graduation before you talk about getting accepted into the program. So keep that in mind too. And then after you do all that, you've got the conclusion. And so in the conclusion, you have 2 main points. One is you say, in conclusion, today I've talked to you about blah, 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 and you restate your purpose, and then you give a final thought. So I hope this information has been helpful to you in case you're interested in going to this particular field or college, or maybe you want to say the motto like, go Roadrunners. So maybe that's your final thought. Whatever you want to do, but you need to have it written, and again, you need to have it spoken, okay? So that's your speech outline. And when it comes time to say your speech, you want to say whatever's on your script, that's what you want to present, okay? Don't add to it, don't take away from it. You want it to follow those kinds of things. Now, what I recommend, because this is going to be easier, always start with the body when you're organizing your speech. Start with the body first. Figure out your main points. Start filling it in here. Get your sources. Then, once you have this complete, then you can go back and do your intro and you can do your conclusion. Because the intro and conclusion are going to look a lot alike, and it's going to depend on what your body, how big that is. Okay? So, delivery, this is the actual, the oral. It's going to be on, did you deliver it extemporaneously? I don't want you having a paper and, while you're doing your speech and you're right here and you're reading it, da 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 da. So I don't want you to sound like a robot. So I want you to try to get as much, be as natural as you can when you talk. You can use note cards. Don't write on the back of the note cards. Try to keep in mind your facial expressions, your gestures, shifting weight, swaying, pacing, all of those kinds of things. Now, we're on video, so you're going to want to make sure that whatever you record your video on is stable and it's not moving around, okay? So if somebody's recording for you, make sure they're not moving and they can stay steady with you. You need to pronounce all of your words correctly, so don't use jargon that the audience doesn't understand, like, if you were using medical terms, ibuprofen or like meningococcal meningitis, blah, I don't even know if that's the right word, but you need to explain the big word to your audience so that they understand, and then you can start using like the acronyms, okay? And then your voice should be loud enough for everybody to hear, so hopefully you can project it on the video. And then again, you have to get it in the 3 to 5 minutes. You're also going to have visual aids, so I want you to make a PowerPoint presentation to accompany your speech. So it's going to be hard for you to video your speech on your computer, so you're probably going to need to record it from your phone, so that way you can have your computer, like, let's say this was my computer, this is in the background, so that way I can talk and you can see my computer and you can also see me talking. The visual aid, the slides, I would say you have an intro slide, a slide for each main point. So if you have 4 main points, you have 4 extra slides, and then you have a conclusion slide. I know I'm writing messy. So if you have 3 main points, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5. That's all you need. So main point, main point. So depending on how many main points you have, that's how many in between, but you always have your intro and your conclusion slide. And if I were you, I'd copy everything that's in the intro, just copy that slide and paste it right back on the conclusion. So that way visually your audience knows you're coming to a close. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, your draft speech outlines and works cited are going to be due by December 3rd by 11 p.m. Now, that's where 25. I want you to try to get it as thorough as you can, so that way I can look at it. I can give you suggestions on how to fix it. Maybe you need to add more details. Maybe you forgot to cite sources. Maybe you don't have your thesis statement in a declarative sentence. So if you don't have anything in draft form, I can't help you. So when I mean draft, I want it to be as complete as possible, so that way it's only small edits that you need to make and you'll be ready to go. So all your final speech outline, works cited, PowerPoint, and the videos must be uploaded to the portal by December 10th at 11 p.m. Okay? So overall, the whole speech is worth 200 points. So 25 points is the draft outline that I'm going to look over, and then the rest of the 175 is going to go towards all of the final things. Okay? So all of that paperwork is there. You're not going to get a good grade if you have not done your outline. Okay, because you can't just wing it and start talking and think that's going to be okay. That's more than half of your grade is your speech outline. And if you say what's on your outline, then you know you're going to get a good grade, because I told you exactly what I want on your outline. Okay? So yeah, so that's the assignment. On the message board this week, we're going to start thinking about topics that you want to do. So keep that in mind. So that'll be your message board, and I'll post that online. Now, I've noticed that on the message board, it's crazy because, like, there on your My Assignments, there's a message board, but then in the message board thing, there's I keep saying thing. There's a message board topic, but then in the actual message board, but then in under your My Assignments, there's also a message board. I want you to post to the message board where everybody can see it, not just where you submit under My Assignments. Okay, so be using the message board so that everybody can see what you're doing and can give feedback. It looks like from your posts from this from yesterday, which is Sunday, y'all are doing a really good job of working together, talking with each other, organizing. I'm so glad that everybody's participating. I know that some people aren't, but those that are really doing a good job of making sure they're getting their work done and helping out their group members. I want you to know that you're not going to be penalized for other people not participating. um, so keep that in mind, but you want to do your very best. Okay, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to email me. And so about the group project or even about your speech presentation, we're going to be taking it bit by bit, week by week. There's only a few weeks left, so keep that in mind. I know the outlines were doubling up now because remember, they're extra credit. 10 were required and 5 of them were extra credit. So that's actually 50 extra bonus points that you can earn in case you didn't do so well on a test, or in case you didn't do so well on an assignment, or you just didn't get a chance to get around to all of the outlines. Do those extra ones at the end and they'll make up for it. Okay, so at the end you'll see your total in your grade book is going to be worth 1,050 points, not 1,000, because I added those extra 5 outlines. Okay, again, if you have any questions, let me know. And I really hope that y'all get your work done and you enjoy your Thanksgiving. I love that I get to be home with my family here in Texas, in Carrizo. We're going to do all the turkey thing, get to make my quilt, and then I have to go back to school and, finish out my semester there, my 4 classes. I have papers to write, presentations to give, and then I get to come home for the Christmas break. So I'm in the same boat y'all are in. I feel your pain, I know. So it's getting towards the end of the semester. We just got to tough it out. Grit your teeth, put your head down, and just let's get through it, and we can do it. So I'm here to help. Again, I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and let me know your questions. Okay, bye.